Hi, I'm Davidson, stand-up comedian and woman in horror. I currently have a horror sci-fi novel available online called Carnival of Dementia, and it will be going into print form very soon. I have a monthly show at the world famous Comedy Store on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood in the Belly Room. It is called Dana Davidson's Comedy Review, and it's on Saturday nights at 10:30 p.m. once a month. It has nothing to do with a woman's monthly cycle. So please don't make that reference. That's a really hacky joke, but I appreciate the thought. And it does not happen on my monthly cycle. Not that that's any of your business. I make sure of that. I have a feature film that I've written and I'm producing right now. It's in pre-production and I'm hoping to direct it. It's horror and I'm not going to tell you the title. For me, the women in horror movement is a wonderful way to showcase the women who contribute positively to the horror genre in all aspects of production, to comic books, every single thing that we enjoy as fans. I think that all filmmakers should focus on what they're passionate about. I don't want the female horror movement to pigeonhole themselves into simply getting revenge and making up for, not being able to vote. I personally enjoy revenge films because everyone should be able to get revenge, but I think that people should focus on the craft and focus on making really good horror movies because there's not enough good horror movies anymore. And it's really saddening and disheartening to go to a lot of these festivals that I go to and not really be able to get thrilled or scared or excited. I'm hoping that women and men will, and kids, whoever wants to make a horror anything, will focus on the content. I don't mind exploitation movies. I don't mind women being the victims in movies and things like that, because in real life they are. I know that there is a lot of exploitation in horror, but, it goes with, you can exploit a stupid man. Or, I'm sorry, you can exploit a person who's not very intelligent and thinks that the world revolves around beer bongs and beer pong, and all they do all day is smoke pot and talk about things that don't really matter, and then make sure that they die. So I really just want to see people take women seriously and not think that, oh, a woman or a female can't write something that's scary and disgusting and awful and suspenseful. Because a lot of us out there, we might like the color pink, but we don't necessarily want to see fluffy, frilly animals, and we don't identify with rabbits. I don't get offended because I think that the body can be a beautiful thing. What I don't like is when girls on the acting side of production get exploited in the genre, because a lot of times that happens, and I've seen it before, where a director who's male will do things that are inappropriate and present their projects in ways that are inappropriate and get women to be naked and then shoot them in a way that makes them uncomfortable and regret it for the rest of their life. I don't agree with people who approach things like that. However, I think that women should be allowed to be naked if they want to, and men should be too. I think that it's a free-for-all. If a guy wants to see a girl naked in a movie, then he should be comfortable with seeing another man's penis and balls, maybe butthole, I don't know. But I have noticed when I've seen movies where men are naked, a lot of the guys who always cheer when women are naked often will be like, oh my god, there's a naked guy. And I just think, well, you have those parts. and we have to see our parts on screen all the time, so deal with it. I would really like to see the women in horror movement grow into a place where I would hope all movements grow into, where there's no longer a need for a movement, where it doesn't matter your race, creed, or sexual identity, that we just all coexist. So I'm hoping that by bringing awareness to the fact that women do contribute a lot to all of the entertainment industries, as well as everything in the world, that at some point we'll no longer need to have any sort of movements whatsoever. None of us can really agree on what feminism is, but I'm hoping that we can all agree that someday, hopefully, we won't have to have any sort of need to say, hey, we're here and we're doing it. I'm hoping that most people who are seeing these things will understand that it's not about shoving anything in anyone's face. It's just about I don't want to victimize ourselves. I don't want women to victimize themselves and say that, we've been oppressed for so long, so now we're going to get revenge. It's not about that. It's simply about saying we want to make good content. We want to have equal rights and equal opportunities to make the content. And hopefully someday we'll never have to say that again. Yeah, there is a huge trend right now with women rising above their circumstances and getting revenge on the men. And I enjoy writing things like that, but I feel like there's a danger where if that's all we're writing about, then we're not transcending into all the aspects of the genre. If the only thing that women are making are movies about seeking revenge on someone who's abused them or raped them, which are all awful things, then we're not showing that we can also make things that are just psychologically scary or ghosts. There's a trend. I think that as far as being female in the world in general, we still have a lot of issues that we have to get over ourselves and our own psyches. And until we can work through those, and as artists, a lot of times we work through those through our art, we're not going to be able to really transcend that. So that's going to be a roadblock. And I hope that it's not going to be one that lasts for a long time. I've noticed that throughout my lifetime as a female that it's unfortunate, but a lot of women view each other as competition, and I'd really like to see that women in all aspects of the entertainment world start seeing each other as a team and really help support one another instead of, going to the grade school, I don't like her because she has more attention or she has this or that, which unfortunately is still a huge thing. I think that women need to stop being enemies of each other before we can really progress into anything else.